I think in 1967, Launceston finished near enough to the bottom of the ladder. In 1968, we got beaten in the grand final that year. Bob Withers was appointed coach. And I can remember some of his first words to us was we're going to gain a bit of respect from others, which did happen. Oh, it was very high scoring. I can assure you, 24 goals to 16. Just mentioning players that of note that came to the club was Albie Dunn from South Melbourne in them days. Graham Wise, a Melbourne Premiership player, was in our team. Bob Hay from St Kilda. We had a few imports, but that made us a better team by a long way, yeah. My part for the day was with Bob Withers was, if I don't get a kick and John Burns doesn't get a kick, I've done my job back in them days. Well, the game was virtually over. Burnsy gave me a belt in the eye. I got a good old black eye out of it, but not that it did him much good. Yeah, I've no doubt, yeah.
How did you celebrate back then?
Oh, back then, what was it? We used to, on the Monday, we went to the Crown Hotel. That's where we used to have a few beers, so that was nearly all day. But apart from that, I'm back to work, I think.
Yeah, 76 was a big learning curve for me. I was only a young fella and Phil Horn was the coach. He was a bit of a legend in South Australia and Western Australia. Really tough, strong coach. Bob Smith, who was a legend here, he was playing then, and we had some Tony Fafaro and Barry Brain and a lot of really good footballers were playing, but they hadn't had much success in 74, 75, and
I had a pretty good year, and so playing in the centre all the year, and Phil Horn was coaching back then, and once again was a great leader, a great on-field leader, and he was a very tough and hard player, but very fair.
It was a bit of a fairy tale. Phil Horn came from Western Australia, and I knew nothing about Horny, and didn't take long to realise that this guy, he might have looked like Jane, but played like Tarzan. He was a bit of a dark horse. He's a bit sneaky and very clever and a real good footballer. Like, I think he might have won a medal for intra-state between the TFL and NTFA. But good tactician from memory. I mean, I was only 20. He used to tell me to, just to step on their toes, give them nothing. Don't give them a kick, and that was my job.
But yeah, inspirational again, and he was great to play under, and I think he sort of set the scene, give me a good situation where I could go and play the game I wanted to play, and I really appreciated that, and I had a good year and excelled well at it, so which was great.
He come here and made us run round up to the high school and back, and poor old Wobbly Smith, he couldn't make it, and they got back here, and he said, Horny said, we've got to go again. You're not having a go, you blokes. So Smithy hid in one of the bushes, and and come back round and tagged on the bat. Well, sort of.
There's the bounce. Up goes Honeybell, but it's taken away by Dutton. He can't punch the ball though. It's been forced over onto the centre wing, picked up by Fafaro. He sends it down to centre half forward. Coming across there we find is Ronnie Stellers. He pushes it over to Von Schill. Von Schill puts it onto a right boot and back it goes to Stellers on the centre wing, but he's outmarked. And a good mark taken by Cracknell. He sends it down onto the half forward line and the mark has been taken by Hiscox.
76 was just one of those years. We were the underdogs leading into the finals, and we weren't expected to go through and win a grand final. We were only kids, and we had Horney as our coach, and Horney is a great man. And as a young 19-year-old then, and a fair few was John McCrimmon, Tim Blair, Robert Dutton, were all in the 18, 19-year-olds, and we had blokes like Bob Smith, Barry McLeese, Horney himself, and these guys were our mentors, and we looked up to them, and we'd do anything for them, and I think that's what got us through to the grand final and to win that grand final by 1 point.
Well, 76, we come from fourth. Possibly wasn't the best team in the competition, but as the finals progressed, we sort of certainly teamed together exceptionally well.
We'd have our team meeting 76 that year. We won the flag, and that was a bit of a Cinderella story, as I said before, because the last roster match, North beat us by 12 goals, and Dickie Spencer and Ricky Young kicked 5 on me. So 4 weeks later, we win by a point. We beat City by 3 points in the first semi.
Good afternoon and welcome to the game here at Youngtown between City South and Launceston. City South 2-3-15, Launceston 3 behinds. And Bob Smith has won the toss and elected to kick into this very strong breeze, and this could go against the Blues in their all-important match here this afternoon at Youngtown.
Scottsdale we hadn't beaten all year. I think we drew with them and we beat them by 20-odd points in the preliminary final.
Goes with a magnificent short pass. That beautiful football from the Magpies. Nicely taken by Danny Hall. Onto the left boot he goes and drives deep into attack. But in the last line of defence, the mark has been taken by Michael Stephens. Stephens for the Blues.
The first premiership I saw was 76, and I was only a sprightly 11-year-old, probably 10-year-old at the time, I think. So, and I remember being at York Park watching that game.
We weren't expected to win, so we've gone out there and playing North Launceston, and North Launceston were the leading club in the association.
My dad actually left before the siren in the grand final. He thought we were gone. Yeah, so when I went back to see, I said, "Oh, what do you reckon?" He said, "Oh, we left to beat the crowd." So, yeah, one regret I have in that day, there's no video of it.
And Stan Reid had the opportunity to kick the winning score for North Launceston and missed, and I've actually know Stan quite well, so I often remind him of that, but he often reminds me of the success of North through that period as well. So,
but I think the whole 76 grand final thing was, for us, was just young, keen, wanted to win and win at all costs, so yeah, it was fantastic. And the year itself was fantastic. Like, after every game, the club would be full. The people would be here everywhere. And then all the players would get together, and we'd end up going out for a meal somewhere after the night, and we were all one. Like, we'd all go out for a meal and be 20 or 30 of us with our wives and girlfriends, all out a lot of the time at the all year round pub, or down to the Tamer Hotel, having a counter meal, and we're all stuck together. And that's why I think we went through and won the grand final, because we were a team.
I think just the opportunity to to watch the success through that period.
And in the end, we were the best team in the competition. We only won by a point over a great win over North Launceston, but we came together very well, and it was just a tremendous day and a great effort in football, considering I think the third last game before the end of the year, we'd been beaten by 8 goals by them or so. So to come back and win, that was just a tremendous day.